right, let's go and hop into this one. So, my name is Benjamin Rader, and this is the Caesar Cipher coding set, set 5 cipher here. All right, this one I'm actually recording a day late here. Um, I, it's kind of funny actually. I am most curious about the ciphers. I'm most intrigued with the Caesar cipher techniques, but this is actually the one program I was not able to finish on time. So. I hope that doesn't dock my grade too much. But regardless, let's go and hop into it here. The pretty much the first little bit of this was actually given to us. We were importing our string. This one just loads the load word file. We've been using that for the last few programs. It was an interesting use of the strip function here. I've never used that before, but I can't wait to come up with some neat, cool ideas for this in the future. Cause I didn't even know that existed. Um, And then lastly, the one that was given to us is the function that gets our story, actually opens it up, reads it, returns it. Actually, that's what it says right here, returns it. But I think one of the things that threw everything off was the class dealing with classes, class message in particular, I guess. Um, the class message itself wasn't the problem for me, but just dealing with the different classes kind of new to me. It was a little bit difficult. But yeah, so we're basically just initializing our function within itself, so we're able to use all these variables in here, load our words and all that. Same thing for a get message, returns a self, get valid word, return self. Build shift dictionary. This was given to us on the last one, however, not on this one. But it was easy to kind of glance to the last one because for that project, we didn't necessarily need to understand what was going on with that function. But I was still interested in it. So I took a little bit of inspiration from that, making it, but it really wasn't anything too crazy. We're just setting our lower keys and lower values to a list within the parameters of case here, and we're in. After that, we shift our lower values, and we set our shift values equal to our lower values from shift onward, from shift to the right, and we're adding that by the same thing, only it's from the left toward the end, right? So we're basically just making sure that we get everything in that variable there. Same thing for the upper keys, lower keys, same thing there. And then full keys, obviously we're just gonna add the two. So we've got this plus this equals our full keys, and then we're set into the self, set into a dictionary, and return it. That's just to build the shift. Now to apply the shift, we got a empty list here called new message. We got a for and an if loop and an else loop. So basically this just checks and says if it's not in what we built up here, then we'll append it, which means we'll put it to the back, continue it. Else, we'll run that function, returns empty string. All right, so that was the message class, and we got the plain text message. By putting this here, it basically just makes it to where this is a subclass of the message class. So this is our super class there. We are initializing within the self once again. A lot of that going on here. We set our initialized text to the superclass, and then obviously same thing with all these. And then we've got our encrypting dictionary and encryption here set to superclass. That superclass was a little difficult for me to put together, but yeah, so we will continue there. Just to get shift, these are just our get methods. These are simple. We're just returning one little variables here. So return shift, return encryption dictionary, return our message. Changing our shift function. We're setting our self shift equal to itself. Itself. Sorry. And then we are setting our encryption dictionary equal to our superclass and the parameters of our just regular plain or our regular text message once again, self, and then we're applying that to the build shift dictionary that we wrote up here. There it is. And the same for this one, only instead the build shift, it's apply shift that we built right here in the message function. So you can already kind of see, you know, this subclass kind of interacting with the superclass here, kind of bouncing back and forth here. So we shall continue. So our class with the Sipher text message, once again initializing with the self, setting it equal to a super, or the superclass. Set our message text just equal to the text, and then we're going to load our words. And then we're going to decrypt our message. Actually, I think, what is you? Text message, that's what we're doing right now. I thought there was something in here. I think it was decrypt story. Anywho, so yeah, we've got our function decrypt message, once again, in the parameters of self, so we can use the same arguments for it. We're setting I decided to set our decrypted message and our shift value as a global variable instead of just local. Set word count and max count equal to 0. So able to run through these for loops and if loops. So we're going to say for I in range 26 letters. For J, so while it's in the list of the superclass of the Sipher text message, once again for the self, we're going to apply the apply shift on the parameters of I here in the for loop, and we're going to split it up. And then same for the if loop, saying hey, if the word that we have is within the parameters of our valid words, we're gonna increment it by 1. Okay, so now we're gonna say this basically sets our max count, and this is crucial. And I know we've used this actually 2 or 3 different times for some other programs earlier in the year, the max count. So yeah, so if our word count is greater than our max count, so we have our max count, and let's say we're counting our words, and if it's greater than the max that we have, well, guess what? The max then becomes, or sorry, the word count then becomes the max. That's nothing too crazy. And then we're just going to set our shift value equal to I, set our decrypted message equal to the superclass and the parameters of Sipher text message, and we're going to apply the apply shift once again within the parameters of our for loop here. And then finally, we're going to kick it back out and return our shift value and our decrypted message. Now, theoretically, this should work. However, I've still been having issues. As you can see down here, I've still been having issues with it. We've got our decrypt story here. That is this one right here. That one is extremely simple, so I'm not really sure why. Or sorry, the program isn't working. I know it's something minuscule. I just have not been able to figure out what it is. And quite frankly, I've spent too much time trying to debug this, hence why it's a day late. So yeah, but there's nothing with the decrypt story, and it's just 2 lines of code. You basically give it to us here, so I mean it's not that. But anywho, I can run it again here just to show you. Sorry, let's run it very quickly. I'm gonna get rid of that though. So yeah. Not really sure why it's not working. 11. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure why it's not working, but like I said, I don't want to turn this. Do not want to turn this in later than a day late. I know, sure you do not like things turned in late. I completely understand for an online class, but I just wanted to try to dedicate as much time as I could to it, and I really wanted to get it working. And to be honest with you, there's a pretty good chance that I end up getting it working after I turn this in. But I just want to make sure that you have some sort of basis to go off of. Make sure I'm not completely skipping an assignment. But I will view this as a challenge to try to still get this done because, like I said in the beginning, I'm still very interested in the Caesar Cipher, and the whole world of cybersecurity as a whole is very interesting to me. So, yeah, thank you very much, and I look forward to our next project. Thank you.